An emergency in the office. We've got a bit of a crisis on in Mr. Parker's office.
I was wondering if you could help us.
His secretary has just telephoned to say that she's ill.
Are you sure you haven't seen the missing file?
Something much worse has just happened.
I'm afraid I have to report the loss of an important file.
Dialogue 1. Good morning, Mr. Williams. We've got a bit of a crisis on in Mr. Parker's office, and I was wondering if you could help us.
I certainly will if I can. What's up?
Mr. Parker is due back from Beijing this morning, and his secretary has just called to say she's ill. She thinks she's got the flu.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Mr. Parker will need someone to help him. The other 2 girls in the sales office can't do shorthand. So could you possibly spare a girl from your department?
Oh dear. Well, I suppose I could let him have Mary.
What's her shorthand like?
Reasonable. She sets her letters out well, although I wouldn't say she was the world's fastest worker.
Oh, I expect she'll manage. Thanks for your help. Here's today's post, Mary.
Thank you.
It was sorted and stamped with today's date, as you know, in the general manager office. In this in-tray are all the letters and memos which have come in while Mr. Parker has been away. You'll see that Sally has written a note with each one to show whether she has taken any action or not. By the way, Sally keeps all the stationery in this drawer here, letterheads, envelopes, flimsy, and so on. Mr. Parker will probably be in any minute now. If you need help, you can come into my office down the corridor. Do you think you'll be able to manage?
Okay, I think it'll be fun to have a change.
Yes, well, you'll be very busy. The work here is rather different from the work in the general office, you know. I must leave you now.
Thank you, Miss Lee.
Dialogue 2. John, are you sure you haven't seen the missing file? I could have brought it into this office with some other files. Please have a look everywhere. It's marked confidential and has a limited circulation.
Oh, Mary, do go away. I've got much worse troubles than a lost file.
But it's serious. The file's got all the details of the new designs. Mr. Parker says if anyone copied our designs, it could put the work on the new desks back at least a year. And we're supposed to be launching them at the International Office Equipment Exhibition.
Mary, please, something much worse has just happened.
Why? What's the matter?
I've got the security officer coming up in a minute. It's just a matter of a loss of $300 in cash.
Oh no, when did that happen and how?
Somebody came in this morning, bought $300 worth of office furniture and paid in cash.
How odd. Don't most people pay by check?
Yes, usually. Well, there was no one in the accounts department, so I went to get the key of the safe. When I got back, the money had gone.
How terrible, John. Is it your responsibility? Will they expect you to replace the money?
Well, I haven't got 30, let alone 300. Oh, here's the security officer now. Good morning, Mr. Baker.
Good morning, Mary. This is a very unfortunate affair. Now, John, I'll have to ask you some questions about the money that's missing.
Oh, Mr. Baker, before you start, I'm afraid I have to report the loss of an important file. It's a very serious matter.